great job today. Happy with the car, happy with the balance?
Yeah, I think we did a good job in terms of the car balance. I think we couldn't really have done a lot more. But yeah, we are just losing a little bit too much time on the straight. I think a little bit more than we anticipated before the weekend, which is a bit painful, but we cannot change that.
We know this weekend Renault wanted to turn everything up and give you guys a better chance. After what happened to Daniel, have you got to be a little bit more tentative with the engine?
Of course we tried, but I think you could hear me complaining as well in P3, so clearly didn't work.
How is that going to affect you tomorrow?
No, in the race it should be fine, because then you're never in that high performance mode. But we'll see.
Thanks.
Is to go to the qualifying after what happened on the practice 3?
It's not easy, but I was prepared in my mind. I wanted to. I still did my preparation the same way as I would. It's when you get into the garage, obviously it's more chaotic. No one's really that calm because they're running around everywhere trying to get the car going. But for me, I was just trying to switch off and just focus on what I had to do. So yeah, it was fine in the end. There was a lot to learn in qualifying, obviously missing the morning with the ultra soft, but not too bad. Thanks.
You that this is a new track for you, that you haven't driven here before.
But for sure it's not easy, so yeah, I had to learn it in FP1, but I think yesterday was pretty positive. Overall we were 11th and 12th in practice, so we're pretty happy with the car, and made some changes but didn't really work out as we wanted, and since this morning was really tough for us. So in FP3 was struggle with the car and to put everything together, and we didn't have much time to change for quali, and we had a really tough session.
Setup-wise, there's not much to do for tomorrow, but what can we expect then tomorrow?
We know race day is always different, you always have opportunities, so at the moment I don't really know how it's going to be, because I was struggling quite a lot with the car, but yeah, tomorrow will be different, new conditions, new day, and I will try everything to make our way up. Thanks.
That seems to be a rite of passage for all Sauber drivers at that corner when they get to this track. You managed to out-qualify your teammate by a massive margin, though. How happy are you with your performance today?
Actually, I'm very happy of my personal performance, and obviously on an overall performance, I don't think we are where we expected to be. We are quite far from Q2. To be honest, my last lap was not perfect, but overall is the first time I think I'm happy about my quali performance this year, so I think this is positive and I should be happy about it. There's still a lot to learn and there's still a lot to improve, but I'm happy about the step I've done this race, and I'm really looking forward to the race tomorrow.
So you're not happy with the overall performance today from the car, but are you more optimistic for the race tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. I think we have seen the first 2 Grand Prix, and also on Friday yesterday that our race pace is always better than our quali pace, so it's looking good for tomorrow.
Great job.
Thank you.
Tricky conditions, cold, wind, and a new track for you. How much challenge does it bring that you haven't been driving on this track before?
I have been here before actually in the WEC, but yeah, it is quite tricky with the wind and temperature. It's difficult to explain that to fans at home, but the cars are quite affected when there's big gusts of winds. We're not as strong here as we were in Bahrain. I was pretty happy with the performance I did, but to see they were only P15 is a little bit disappointing comparing how far up the grid we were in Bahrain. I'm staying positive. It's meant to be a lot hotter tomorrow, maybe less wind, I don't know. I think all the different teams have different strengths and weaknesses, but we've definitely highlighted some of ours this weekend here in China.
Marcus, not an easy session for anybody today. How hard is it? How cold is it?
Yeah, it is difficult today with the wind and the cold temperatures, but same for everyone. I think we didn't have the best qualifying session. I think all my laps were a bit compromised by different things, and in the end I had a mistake on my last lap, which was looking pretty alright. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but that's how it goes.
Tomorrow, I guess the one benefit everybody down here has got is that you don't have to start on the softest rubber in the race, which looks like it won't last very long at all.
Yeah, I've felt all weekend that our car is a lot better on race pace compared to one lap pace. We seem to be struggling on ultra soft all the time, so tomorrow, like you say, we don't have to use it unless we want to. So let's see the strategy for tomorrow, but I feel a lot more confident for the race compared to qualifying, and also our pace on the long runs yesterday was a lot more promising, so I think we can have a good fight back tomorrow.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
A couple of tenths ahead of your teammate. Are you happy with the performance today?
I mean, again, it's It's good. It's been a good weekend. We're moving ahead. I think we looked even, I would say, strong word, quite impressive today in the morning. The run one was really good in Q1. I think we still did not found the best from the second run. Probably part of it is, again, I was a bit squeezed between two cars. I think I could probably put a bit bigger gap to the car ahead. I didn't find that much jump in the grip as all other people found. Part of that, I think, is because our Q1 run, the first run, was probably better than many others managed to do. But partly is because, still need to work a bit on. But anyway, just to be honest, all what I want to say is just big thanks to the team. I mean, everybody here, back in the factory, everybody is pushing. And I mean, I didn't want to promise anything coming here, but you already see that all the positive impressions I got from Bahrain, you already see that it was not just sports and the first results are coming already. So, I mean, again, I just need to thank the people for effort. And I'm enjoying improving altogether, and I hope there's more to come. Thank you.
Wow, very cold out there. Looks like little grip for everybody. How hard was that session?
It was tricky. I mean, both cars had a Q1, so to be honest, I'm not happy with the result of qualifying, because I would, always like to be ahead of the teammate. But we were really struggling all weekend. I spun yesterday, never got a baseline. We were trying so many different setups in FP1 because of the struggles from Bahrain and stuff. So I never really had a baseline coming into today, and to actually put everything not together, but to get a lot closer, I'm really happy with that. It wasn't a straightforward weekend where everything was working in FP1, and then I could just build on myself. There was so much stuff happening that to come back from it all wasn't terrible.
So to come from that position of not having a good baseline, how hard is tomorrow going to be?
Well, we were actually decent in the longer runs, so I'm positive that we could maybe do something in the race. There is different compounds here, like always different compounds at every circuit, but here we have 2 steps softer for the quali tires, so maybe in the race I'll mix things up, the guy starting further ahead, but we'll see where that takes us.
Thanks, Lance.
All right, thank you.
Ridiculous. That last sector was incredible. Where did that come from?
The first lap in Q3, I wasn't happy because I had 2 moments in exit of 3 and exit of 6. Didn't lose a lot, but lost enough. And then, it was a little bit out of the rhythm, and the tires, I think, were a bit too hot. So I knew that if I keep it clean on the second attempt, then it will help me also towards the end of the lap, and that was the case. So the grip just kept coming, and obviously we see the lap time delta inside the car, and when I was looking, I saw that, I'm on target, sort of, and I had a good feel. It did make sense because I felt that I was quicker, and I was quicker. But then the last 2 corners, you don't really have much time. You obviously difficult today with the wind to find the right braking point for turn 14 for the hairpin. But I managed to keep it tidy and had a good exit, gained some time, and then the last corner is about how much risk you take. Obviously the artificial grass is very slippery on the outside, but it all worked, so I'm happy with that, and a great result for the team. To be honest, surprised by the gap to Mercedes. I don't think anybody, including ourselves, expected that. But tomorrow, I guess, it will be very tight.
Tomorrow's going to be hard as well, with the temperatures being a little bit warmer, but I guess on a plus side, you guys don't have to run the Ultrasoft if you don't want to.
Yeah, obviously we committed to that. So did Mercedes, I guess. Red Bull is trying something different. We'll see what works best and who is fastest tomorrow, but as I said, in terms of race pace, I expect it to be close. Obviously, if we can keep that advantage we had today, that would be great, but I think we need to wait. Tomorrow conditions are a bit different, as you touched on. The sun should come out, and then asphalt is quite a lot hotter, which can change the balance of the car and the behavior. So I think we try to think of that. Whether it works, we'll see.
Happy to be in Q3 today?
Yeah, I think it was great. Quali, after everything we've had, and 1 lap in FP3, it was good to be back in Q3. I think the boys made some very good setup changes last night to help me to get some good feeling in the car. Obviously, it's not ideal to be last of Q3. Just we can analyse what happened there compared to Q2 where everything went well. I guess it was just about temperature of the tyres, 1 or 2 degrees, and you don't get the same result.
Given the position that you're in, just on that borderline between Q2 and Q3, does part of you wish you'd kind of stayed in Q2 so you could have the free choice of tyres for tomorrow?
Well, I wish I had listened to my gut feeling and I would have gone soft in Q2, which I think I would have been through. But anyway, it is what it is, and we'll find the best strategy for us tomorrow.
Thanks, Romain.
As happy as I can be. I think, we got the best out of it. Obviously, I would like to be somewhere else, a bit further up, but it's not realistic at the moment. So I think we should be happy that we've managed to beat everybody else and that we have a good starting position.
For race pace tomorrow, it's going to be a bit warmer, and you have to start on the ultras.
Yeah, but the car's been pretty good this weekend. From lap 1, I felt good and confident. On the different compounds yesterday, we were solid, so no headaches. The only thing is strategy might differ a little bit from team to team, but I feel we're in a good position.
Looked like you'd done enough. Are you disappointed to be out of Q3, or choice of free tyres, is that enough to put a smile on your face?
Yeah, a bit disappointed, obviously. It's just so close, depends which run. I was quite well at some point, P8, but then from P8 to P12 there is nothing in there. There was only 1/10, so I was lacking that in the last sector, that 10th at the end. But tomorrow free choice of tyre to start the race. Hopefully we can overtake some cars that degrades towards the end of that first stint.
Obviously, the rear end of the car's been a big problem to the start of this season. With the colder temperatures, did that make things worse, or did you find a happy medium?
No, to be honest, the car was feeling pretty good in that session. I was quite happy with how it was feeling. So, it's just a bit disappointed with that. But, tomorrow is another day, and we're going to try to get the points.
Thanks. Congratulations. Happy with the car today?
Yeah, quite happy. Very happy with my position as well. We were so close in Q3, so yeah, I'm pleased with that, and hopefully tomorrow in the race we can stay in that mix and hopefully be back again on top in that midfield group.
The irony is some of you guys are going to be on the back foot tomorrow, starting the race on the ultra softs, expecting warmer temperatures. How hard is debrief and choosing strategy tonight going to be?
Well, not too hard for me. I know on which tire I'm starting tomorrow, but it will be very interesting that first stint.
So you gutted to be out now, and in another, are you actually quite happy because you get a free choice of tyres tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling for sure. I think the car had a really good pace here, perhaps the strongest we've been so far. I just didn't hook it up in the out lap, and then made some mistakes on my lap when there should have been a good lap because the track evolved, so everyone improved. So That happens, but then it's, as you say, it's a little bit of a bonus that we at least get a free tyre choice to start the race. We have to look into very deeply if it is a bonus or not to start on the soft or whatever. But we'll do that and come back stronger tomorrow.
How hard is deciding race strategy going to be, given that it should be warmer tomorrow, and we've had all our practice and qualifying in really cold conditions?
Yeah, it's difficult to say what it's going to mean for the tyres, whether the Ultrasoft is then not gonna last at all, in which case starting on soft would be a good choice. I don't know. I think it's very difficult, but we'll see tomorrow.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.
Stoffel, another week and kind of in the same position you were in this time last week. Does that bode well, given how well the races have been going?
Yeah, I mean, I think our qualifying results, we've for some reason more or less ended up in the same positions almost every weekend now. So definitely, a lot of work to do and a lot of work ahead of us to improve those performances. But on the positive side, our long run pace looks very strong again from our Friday practice. So it's something to carry forward tomorrow. We've got a free tire choice as well, which here looks again to be something crucial.
This is the critical thing, isn't it? P5 to 10 in the top 10 tomorrow. We're all going to start on ultras. You guys can start on whatever you want.
Yeah, it's probably an advantage here. We've not analyzed the race strategy 100% yet, but definitely there's something to play for. I think the Ultrasoft looks quite a tough tire, as well as the conditions tomorrow look like it will be a bit hotter. So that will definitely play in our advantage.
Great run, P9. Happy with the day?
Yeah, happier than in Bahrain. Car is working a bit better for us here. Still not 100%. Some issues still in low speed we're managing to put the low speed together with the high speed, but nothing that worries me, and hopefully we can get it a bit more together for the future here. Happy to be in Q3, hopefully clean side of the grid, I think in P9, and looking forward to the race.
It's an odd situation though today, because the guys that got knocked out in Q2 seem really happy that they don't have to start the race on the tyre that you guys all do. How many laps do you think you've got?
I know that it was a bit of a question mark, to see what we would do in qualifying. In the end, we just went for a normal weekend, trying to qualify as further up as possible. We know that it could cut us up tomorrow in traffic, but in F1 sometimes this is a problem. That even if you are fast, doesn't mean that on Sunday you're gonna win or you're gonna come 7th or 8th.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Qualifying in about the same position for the last 3 races, does that show consistency for the car across different circuit types, different weather conditions?
Yeah, I think P11 in Australia, P13 in Bahrain, and here, so is the position we are on Saturdays. I think on Sundays we are a little bit better than that, race pace, but yeah, we need to find more speed in the car, but I think at the end of the day, starting tomorrow with a free choice of tyre is something that we are quite happy, because the Ultrasoft, I think, probably will degrade a lot tomorrow in a hotter track and sunny day. So let's see. I think the points are still very possible, and that's the target.
How different is this track between when it's cold and windy like this, when it heats up a little bit, and how difficult is that going to make race strategy and the choices tonight?
I think it's going to be challenging for all the teams. I know the top teams went in Q2 with a yellow tire just to avoid the Ultrasoft, so that probably shows that everyone is a little bit worried with the Ultrasoft tomorrow. So I think starting out of the Q3 and avoiding that tire maybe is an advantage, and more pace on Sundays, good start, good strategy, avoiding that tire, I think is a potential good points tomorrow for us.